gym in Hibbing, Minnesota, Premier Lux Fitness. They gave me a hat. They said, you got to wear a hat on your live stream. So there you go. There's the shameless plug for my health club. If you're in Hibbing, great gym. Anyways, this report is wild. It's wild. I'm gonna take from Laura Loomer. She's done an extensive report on this. I'm gonna just directly read this to you, but I want you to know, in addition, I'm gonna pull up a fact sheet on an executive order that the Biden administration put forward just over a month ago, dealing with ports, dealing with who they report to. Okay, Mrs. Mom, good to see you on live. Please do. Mom, good to see you on live. Please do smash that like and chat in with where you're from. And we already got a super chat from JP, so I wanted to mention that the whole theme and irony of the liberals is now been taken a bridge too far. Okay, so this is nuts. Now, I want you to think back as we get into this report to what happened with the pipeline, Nord Stream. Okay, I just want you to keep that in mind, because it seems like at times there's no limits to what happens. It's troubling. But anyways, as people are jumping on, again, I'll just mention my sponsor really quickly, just so we get a few more people on. If you're catching this on replay and you want to skip ahead probably 30 seconds, it'll get you there. Right there, Mike Lindell, promo code Lumberjack for the biggest savings ever on MyPillow. Okay, and free shipping. These extravaganza deals are wild. All right, that's enough about that. I want to get into the news. Lara Logan posted this on X. Good to see you on, Cheryl from Idaho. Multiple intel sources. So she's got, Lara Logan's a good reporter, okay? And she has multiple intel sources that are saying that the Baltimore Bridge collapse was an absolutely brilliant strategic attack on U.S. critical infrastructure. And as I get into this report, you're going to find this to be wild, people, okay? Most likely cyber, and our intelligence agencies know it. In information warfare terms, they just divided the U.S. along the Mason-Dixon line, exactly like the Civil War. Second busiest strategic roadway in the nation for hazardous materials. That bridge is the second busiest strategic roadway in the nation for hazardous materials. It is now down for 4 to 5 years, most likely. Good to see you, Greg from Minnesota, which is how long they say it will take to recover. The bridge was built, people, specifically to move hazardous material. That's fuel, diesel, propane, gas, nitrogen, highly flammable materials, chemicals, oversized cargo that can't fit in tunnels, okay? The supply chain is now crippled because they have a tunnel under the water just up the way from this, okay? Make no mistake, this was an extraordinary attack in terms of planning, timing, and execution. The two critical components on that bridge are the two load-bearing pylons on each end, closest to the shore. They are bigger, thicker, and deeper than anything else. These are the anchor points, and they knew that hitting either one of them would be a fatal wound to the integrity of the bridge. It's like the cornerstone, okay? Do me a quick favor, 1,268 on, 386 likes. Please smash that like. Let's get this story out. Okay, 1/2 mile of bridge went in the river. Likely, you will have to build a new one. Also cause so much damage to the structural integrity of the bottom concrete part that you cannot see and won't know until they take the wreckage apart. The structural destruction is likely absolute. The attack was perfectly targeted, she says. They have figured out how to bring us down. As long as you stay away from the teeth of the U.S. military, you can pick the U.S. apart. We are arrogant and ignorant, which is a lethal combination. Did I say Lara Loomer? I meant Lara Logan. Did I say that? Somebody said, well, whatever. It's Lara Logan. I'm sorry if I said Loomer. I kind of, Laura Loomer, she's wild, man. I like her stuff though. But this is Lara Logan. If I said that wrong, I apologize. We are arrogant and ignorant. Okay, Obama said they would fundamentally change America, and they did. We are in a free fall ride on a roller coaster right now. No brakes, just picking up speed. The footage shows the cargo ship never got in the approach lane in the channel. You have to be in the channel before you get into that turn. Location was precise and deliberate. Choose a bend in the river where you have to slow down and commit yourself. Once you are committed in that area, there is not enough room to maneuver. Should have had a harbor pilot to pilot the boat. You are not supposed to traverse any obstacles without the harbor pilot. Okay? Again, this is a wild set of circumstances. So somebody I just saw, we can't jump to conclusions. And I concur. But I am just giving you this report. Okay? You take this report as you will. Make your own judgments on this. But these are all the anomalies that she is pointing out. Okay? Here we go. I got to move ahead here. Okay, with the harbor pilot, we covered that. They chose a full moon. So they would have maximum tidal shift, rise and fall. Brisk flow in that river on a normal day, and have had a lot of rain recently, so water was already moving along at a good pace. This is a lot of anomalies, people, to hit on. Sometimes there are coincidences. Somebody said there's no coincidences. Sometimes there are, okay? But oftentimes in, like politics or things like this, there aren't, okay? Hit it with enough kinetic energy to knock down the load-bearing pylon and knock it out from under the highway, which fatally weakens the span, and then 50% of the bridge fell into the water. All these factors, when you look at it, this is how you teach people how to do this type of attack. And there are so few people left in the system who know this. We have a junior varsity team on the field. This is the problem with the whole Biden administration. It's a bunch of JV players, luggage thieves. Okay, that's what we get in the Biden administration. So I agree with that aspect of this wholeheartedly. Okay, whether the rest of it was coincidental or not, more is going to be dropped out in time, but I am showing you that there are a lot of oddities that had to come together for this to happen the way it did, okay? This is nuts. Tremendous navigational obstruction, huge logistical nightmare to clean this up. Number of dead is tragic, but the whole measure of the attack. That kind of bridge constantly under repair, always at night because there's so much traffic and they cannot obstruct that during the day. So concern is for repair guys who are on foot, out of their vehicles, working, who now may be in the water, which is at 48 degrees mostly at this time of year. When you choke off Baltimore, you have cut off the main north-south hazardous corridor, which is I-95. You cut it in half. Now they have to go around the city or go somewhere else. To move some of that cargo through the tunnel, you may be able to get a permit, but those are slow to get and require an escort system that is expensive and has to be done at night. For every, listen to this, people, this is wild. For every $100 that goes into the city, $12 comes from shipping. Did you guys catch this? That's 12% of the money going into that city comes from shipping. This will cripple the city of Baltimore at a time when they do not have the resources to recover. So this is another way to create more inflation in the country too, if this is what this was. Again, I say that with that caveat, but looking at this intel that Lara Logan has pulled together, wow, it leaves a lot of questions. Now, here's another oddity with this. Again, smash that like if you would, please. Just in, this from Colin Rugg. And if you're new to the stream, chat in with where you're from. If you're new to the show, subscribe. All right, so Colin Rugg also shared this. He said, just in, officials stopped cars from crossing the Francis Scott Key Bridge just moments before the cargo ship collided, saving lots of lives. And according to Maryland Governor Wes Moore, the ship issued a mayday call before colliding, which is very good, right? Saved lives, got a mayday call. The workers on the bridge jumped into action, halted traffic, saving many lives. The ship issued a Mayday loss of power. And you saw that in the video, right? The ship, I mean, the lights all went out on the ship. The ship lost complete power, lost control. 6 people remain missing. 2 have been rescued and sent to the hospital. I mean, it is just wild to watch this thing go down. But here's another interesting thing. So this is a fact sheet, okay? Biden-Harris administration announces initiative, okay, to bolster cybersecurity of U.S. ports. So just after they do this initiative to bolster cybersecurity, we have this problem. But what's really interesting is before it was all reported to FBI and to Port Authority and whatnot, but now they've included CISA in here. Now CISA, you know, that's the cybersecurity infrastructure, whatever, critical, I can't even remember all the acronyms at this point. But the bottom line is they're in charge of our elections. That's what I just wanted to get to. These are the same people that are in charge of our elections. And they know what the heck's going on, people. Okay? I just want you to know. So this is right from whitehouse.gov. And then on top of that, listen to this. Harvard University is providing material support to terrorists. This is from Bad Kitty Unleashed on X. The movie even provides a take action page with a US map. Okay? 18 USC 2339B, providing material support or resources to designated terrorist organizations. See, that's wrong. That's what they're saying. So that's against the law. But Harvard Law, I'll show you this. Harvard Law School is hosting a screening of How to Blow Up a Pipeline, a movie whose website includes a take action page with a map of US pipelines. Makes you want to fund Harvard University, huh? Anyways, I just wanted to get this news out because I find it to be rather shocking. All the coincidences that had to line up in terms of maximal tide, full moon, you know, to the piling that it hit, you know, the turn and the curve that she talked about, the actual critical infrastructure that bridge is, how important it is, the amount of hazardous materials that roll over. So if you just jumped on the stream, you're going to have to go back and catch, because I read Laura Logan's whole report. And the port anchor had been dropped and was dragging, let's see what this says, before the collision. You can see it in helicopter footage from this morning. So, yeah, I don't know, people. But, so it could be that this is nothing nefarious. That could be. You know, you can't say that that's impossible. On the flip side, you look at all the coincidences. And if you were to do this, I'm just going to take like a for instance, if you were to do something like this, wouldn't you kind of provide, what do I want to say, like a cover story? That's what you do. I mean, if you were to do something like this, you would then provide a cover story. So you'd have to issue a Mayday call, okay? If that's actually what happened, you would then have to issue a Mayday call, right? I mean, wouldn't you guys? I mean, you'd have to have a cover story, correct? I see a lot of people saying Black Swan. I mean, this was, you know, it's kind of been predicted for a while that there'd be some sort of Black Swan event. So, but you would have to have a cover story. So you would throw the anchor, I guess. I mean, somebody talked about that. Was Jan Candy driving it? It's, again, you know, I mean, a bridge like that isn't with that much traffic. It's not to say that it couldn't happen, but why at maximal tide, full moon, the way it hit, the structure that it hit, I don't know, like it all comes together like that at a time when we really are, there's a lot of people who want to harm the U.S., people. A lot of people. I'm just telling you, I don't know. But it's only going to cause more inflation right now. It's going to cause more inflation. So, I don't know. We're in such a strange time. We can't trust anything. We can't trust anything. And I'm sick of it. I'm absolutely sick of it. Like everything you hear, my first thought was, before I knew a whole lot of what's going on in this story, I'm like, I wonder if this captain of the ship had been taking a little shot or something like that. That was my initial thought. I mean, that's like, how many of you had that thought run through your mind? Like initially you hear like, wow, ship just goes and hits a piling. I'm thinking, what, did the guy pass out? Yeah, trust in the Lord. That is the one thing you can trust in, people. Again, mypillow.com, promo code Lumberjack with the big $25 extravaganza. Look at all these deals, man. Look at them. I just scroll down. More deals. Promo code Lumberjack, mypillow.com /Lumberjack. Dog beds. My dogs love those dog beds. Captain hit the bottle. I thought possibly that too. Okay, that wasn't my first thought, Cindy D said. So I'm just going to read a few comments here real quick. Too many conspiracy theories. Bye. All right, John. Bye. Okay. My thought was another evergreen. Electricity went out on the ship. I saw that. Totally, the electricity went out on the ship. Totally. I mean, I totally saw that. I mean, you can see it in the video. I mean, the lights go out, but you would then have to, so it could be that all of it is nothing. I did see that it was a Ukraine ship, Captain, and the ship is from Singapore, is my understanding. So I don't know. It's all just odd. It's all odd. I don't know what happened. We're gonna find out more, but there's a lot of oddities that lined up here. So keep fighting the good fight, people. All right. And if you just jumped on, go back and check it out from the beginning. All right. Yeah, I did see the smokestack, but that was after it went out. So potentially when that, I don't know a whole lot, people, about that, the smokestack. But I would think if he's trying to turn the rudder, he would go full if he's trying to make it. Because like if I'm powering a boat and I want to turn fast, I would also increase power because you lose steering ability on a boat as you slow down. So that doesn't seem odd to me. What bridge? Pete Buttigieg. Anyways. Yeah, full reverse. Exactly. If you had to go full reverse, you would smokestack. And if you were a captain on a ship, you would run full reverse. So again, I'm not saying that this is what happened, but the report that Lara Logan put out was kind of wild. So the ship can be controlled remotely too. Yeah, I heard they dropped anchor. Exactly. Oh. But I mean, if you were going to do something, you would provide a cover story. You drop anchor, you go full reverse. So it doesn't prove or disprove one way or the other. I'm a little, I'm not as big on conspiracy theories. I mean, I'm really not. I mean, except for, on conspiracy facts. Okay, if that makes sense. Do you guys get what I'm saying there? Like, I mean, the Earth isn't flat. You know what I mean? So, it's not flat. I've done enough photography of Lake Superior to see the curve on Lake Superior, okay? I just want y'all to know the Earth is a sphere, and I hear everybody believes every single conspiracy theory out there, but there's a lot of things that are proven true. Now, interestingly, all the theorists say, well, this is what's going to happen. And when it doesn't happen that way, they don't say anything. But if it does happen that way, they want all the credit. So this is how people work. This is in business. This is in life. All right. Anyways, we'll see you on the next episode, people. Just want to get that out and just keep an eye on this story and just dig. I'm a proud conspiracy realist. I love y'all. Keep fighting a good fight. Peace out.